In this video, we are going to see the functionality of bytecode verifier. In the earlier video, we understood how JRE functions, and we saw what are the main components that resides inside the JRE. The one is the class loader, who loads the bytecode. Then the bytecode will be verified by the bytecode verifier, and it will be handed over to the JVM. Now, in the earlier video, that is somewhere in compiler section, I was showing you a demo of a snippet of code called greeting.java. So we created a class, we put some main method, and then we gave some sysout statements. So we saw the output of that file as well. Now let me take the same piece of snippet in order to understand this JRE bytecode verifier. Now if you see, we already have this greeting.class. It's a dot class, which is a bytecode here, right? So what this bytecode is going to do here is, the bytecode is going to be handed over to this JRE. So as I explained, the person.class, which got loaded into the JRE, the same way the dot class, the greeting.class, is going to be loaded into the JRE. Now how do we load them into the JRE? How do we bring the JRE up and running in order to execute our bytecode? For that, we are going to initiate it with the help of a command called Java command. Java C is for compilation process. Java command is for executing the bytecode. So using the Java command, we'll be able to trigger the JRE environment, Java runtime environment, and in that environment we are going to hand over this dot class file, right? So before we handed over the dot Java to the compiler compiled it and produced a file called dot class. But now I'm going to hand over the dot class file, which got generated out of the compilation process, to the another entity called JRE, the Java runtime environment. So let's see what's going to happen right now. So the first thing is, I have to launch my terminal window. In Windows, we will be using the command prompt, but here in Mac operating system, I'm just using terminal window. So here we are going to look at the location where we are located right now. Yes, of course, we are right into the Java demos directory, here where we have the greeting.class and greeting.java. I'm not going to compile again. Okay, the reason I'm not going to compile is because we already have the compiled file located in that location, right? For that greeting.java, we already compiled and we produced the bytecode file. Now straight away we can use the command called Java. So using the Java command, you can trigger the Java runtime environment and hand over this greeting.class. Okay, but while you're handing over the file to the JRE, you should not give the file with an extension. Don't give it with greeting.class. Automatically, the JRE will go and search for greeting.class file only. So we need not explicitly provide the dot class, and you should not provide the dot class as well. So let's say what's going to happen if I'm going to give dot class. So when I'm saying Java space greeting.class, it says could not find or load main class greeting.class. So obviously, because it's going on searching for the greeting.class format, which is not required, right? So we are going to use Java space, just say greeting dot. You don't need to go forward and providing the extension here. Okay, just say Java space greeting. By this way, we are handing over the dot class to the JRE. When I hit enter, you can see the output comes. So means what? It's a fraction of a second, but what technically happens is JRE is loaded, and then the class loader is loading the dot class file. The greeting.class file is loaded, and the greeting.class file is completely scanned and verified by the bytecode verifier, checking for the originality of the bytecode, and then finally it's handed over to the JVM. JVM interpreted to that corresponding operating system in which this dot class is getting executed, that is the Mac operating system. the JVM interprets to the zeros and ones of that particular operating system and produces the output. So this we have already seen. But in order to understand the JRE, what I'm planning to do here is I'm trying to open this dot class. So let's open the dot class file. So when I'm opening this, we will have the option to modify the dot class file, right? So what's going to happen once after I modify the dot class file? We'll just see that. So I'm just opening it on a text editor app. So you can see that it is a dot class extension is already there, and we can only see the junk codes out here, right? All these are junk codes. So the file name is greeting.class. We have this originality of this dot class right now. But what I've planned right now is to go ahead and modify this file. So let's say I'm trying to remove this percentage symbol. Okay. So once you change them, right? I've just modified something, I deleted something, or you do some addition to it. Okay. So if someone is trying to modify the dot class, what's going to happen is what we are trying to look at it. So I have saved this file. Now when I am going to hand over this dot class, which is modified version of dot class right now, okay, it's completely modified. And if you look at this output, it's pretty clear that there is an error at the runtime. Now what that error says is linkage error occurred while loading the main class greeting, class format error. So you can see that during the bytecode verification, it looks at the originality of the dot class, okay, whether the dot class is in the correct format or not. But how come it knows that it got modified? Someone have opened it. That's because it maintains the compiler version in it. Okay, internally in the junk, there will be a compiler version, and if that version is modified, then obviously JRE will not allow the dot class to get loaded into the JVM. So you can see that this is still not being given to the JVM, right? It's highly safe that it's not getting executed into the operating system, because it's obviously the dot class is broken. It's completely broken because we modified explicitly, intentionally. We opened the dot class and we modified. If someone is trying to interpret that, someone, in sense the human who is trying to interpret that bytecode, then sure your JRE is not going to permit them, because you have a strong element called bytecode verifier who will protect the broken dot class from entering into the JVM, right? So class format error, it says string in constant pool in class file greeting. So it says it's illegal. The format what we have there is something illegal format, and it's been modified completely. So obviously it says that this file is not the correct formatted file. So what we are going to do right now is, what is the next solution in order to run the dot class? The only option is you need to recompile them. When you recompile, then what will happen is it will again produce the original format of the dot class, okay, and from there you will be able to hand it over to the JRE. So in order to do that, we need to use the command called javac space file name dot java. Okay, so this is the source code. We are picking the source code again. The source code need to be handed over to the compiler. The compiler will take in the source code. It will compile the process and produce another dot class. So, and the dot class is now modified here. If you look at this place, it's actually modified right now. Okay, so it's the original dot class file because we recompile them, right? Now this dot class can be tested if it's in the correct format or not. So what we need to do right now is we need to go ahead and execute them, java space the file name, which will trigger the JRE, and the JRE will go and look out for the file called greeting.class. Please ensure while you're running your program, you should not use dot class extension. Okay, just say java space greeting. And we got the output. Now the formatted error is not appearing. The formatted exception doesn't occur at the runtime. The reason is we recompiled that source code and produced it as the original version of a dot class with the help of a compiler. And now the JRE is loading the dot class using the class loader and handing it over to the bytecode verifier, who is verifying this dot class, and it confirms that it is the original version of the dot class. It's not a modified version. And further, once the standards are verified, the bytecode verifier is handing it over to the JVM. The JVM is further executing this piece of code. So with that, we get the output out there, and this confirms that JRE does the job of loading the dot class, and it will also perform the bytecode verification. So never ever try to open the dot class file and don't modify them. If you intend to modify them, then sure, your JRE can identify them and it will never allow it to get executed further. So hope this demo would have given a clarity on what JRE does. In the next video, we are going to understand more in detail of what JVM is doing. So it's a complete workflow, animated workflow, that we will be seeing how this JVM functions internally to make sure that it executes the bytecode successfully. So thank you so much for your time. I'll catch you in the next video.